This ABC15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford.
I'm Faye Fredericks with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. Developing Monday, Mesa police are looking for the person who shot a Bosa Donuts employee and customer near Dobson and Rio Salado. This happened early Sunday morning. Both victims are recovering in the hospital tonight. We talked to a friend of the employee shot who says the worker's name is Aaliyah and she's just 22 years old. We're told she's still in the ICU but awake and responsive. As police focus their investigation, Aaliyah's friend has this message for the shooter.
Please come forward. There's still time to just be a better human, and with everything that's just going on in the world, I don't know. Gun violence is not the solution.
We know investigators have surveillance footage. We've put in an official request for that, and we'll share what we get when it becomes available. New information now on that orange sludge discovered near an old mine in Yavapai County. The Arizona Department of Environmental Quality tells ABC15 on Saturday, crews went to test the orange liquid in the community of Walker near Prescott. ADEQ officials expect to get the results sometime tomorrow to determine if the material is toxic. Neighbors say it is not just the orange liquid they're noticing.
We noticed when we went down the road and around the corner that the water had a detergent look to it, kind of a bluish green detergent look, not normal. And there's a little bit of foam on the edges. And then we came around here and we headed up this way, and that's when we saw the orange down here.
Now, the area around the old Sheldon mine is a Superfund site that the EPA has been monitoring. We're working to get more information from them. Tonight, we are learning more than 900 Arizonans are being laid off from electric vehicle builder Lucid. We first reported those layoffs last week, but we didn't know how many people would be impacted here in Arizona. Lucid has a large facility in Casa Grande. In total, the company is cutting nearly a fifth of its workforce.
Christina Hammock-Koch, Jeremy Hansen, Victor Glover, Reed Wiseman.
Yeah, those are the names of the 4 astronauts heading around the moon next year. NASA's Artemis 2 mission blasts off next November and will mark the agency's first trip there in 5 decades. 4 will take a lap around the moon in a loop so big it could mark the farthest any human has ever traveled. It's all in preparation for Artemis 3, planned for the end of the decade, which is set to put the first woman and person of color on the lunar surface. When most of us think of NASA, places like Cape Canaveral and Houston come to mind, but the U.S. effort to explore space needs help from more rural states as well. Deep in the heart of coal country, Console Innovations makes Seafoam, a lightweight and heat-resistant foam that's crucial for making spacecraft.
How hot is that flame?
That flame is probably approaching 1,500 degrees C, and you can see the carbon is starting to glow.
Yeah, it takes coal waste from Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia to make it. A reminder that you don't need to be a rocket scientist to play a part in some of humanity's most remarkable achievements. From bags for domestic violence survivors to clothes for premature babies, there's an Arizona nonprofit creating each of those for different organizations in our community. Mending Souls is filled with volunteers sewing and stitching together items to provide comfort and support to trauma warriors struggling with chronic illnesses and financial difficulties.
At first, I didn't have any wigs. Wigs are extremely expensive and very hot.
Group is made up of hundreds of volunteers and runs on donations of fabric and yarn. Mending Souls is one of the organizations you can donate to during tomorrow's Arizona Gives Day, the annual event where you can take action and help nonprofits in need by donating.
Well, it is a windy start to the week here in the Valley. I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Sellens. We still have wind advisories and high wind warnings posted across our state until 11 p.m. tonight. Those winds gradually backing off in the overnight hours, but it is still looking very breezy, if not a bit windy again tomorrow. Here in the Valley, gusts at 30 miles per hour tomorrow afternoon, and temperatures significantly cooler. In fact, we are tracking nearly a 20-degree drop in temperatures for tomorrow, starting things out in the 40s early on, hitting the low 50s by 9 a.m. and only topping out at 64 degrees here in Phoenix around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And not only is that a 20-degree drop, but it puts us nearly 20 degrees below normal for this time of year. We'll gradually see these temperatures rebound for the rest of the week, hitting 70 in Phoenix on Wednesday, 80 on Thursday, and 86 degrees on Friday. Then as we head into Easter weekend, we're tracking our first 90s of the year.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to abc15.com or download the ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford.